Kind of interesting what Mr. Trump said. He wasn't on the ballot and the government shutdown. Those are the two reasons the GOP lost two blue states and one very blue city. Government shutdown and he wasn't on the ballot. He says not good for the Republicans. It's not good for anybody. I would agree with that. Let's hear it from Caroline Downey, National Review columnist, Brianna Lyman, the Federalist correspondent. Thanks to both of you. So, Caroline, what is this? I don't know what this means. We just had Senator John Fetterman on, and he basically said, you know what? All right, fine, the guy won, but it's not him. It's not his kind of common sense politics, a moderate Democrat like that. He didn't call it a civil war, but, you could tell he wasn't real happy about it. So what do you think this means?
Yeah, Larry, I think Republicans should be careful not to over-extrapolate from the results of these races. It's not surprising that Democrats won in blue states. These aren't bellwether elections. But what I do think we have confirmation of now is that Democrats are trying to destroy this country and these cities, like the great New York City, from the inside out. And they want voters to do the destroying themselves. So in places like New Jersey and Virginia and also New York City, we're going to get the pain. The pain is what the citizens are going to have to endure, hopefully to learn the lesson that these policies will backfire. That's going to mean higher taxes, of course. That's going to mean coddling criminals, and it's going to mean a very diminished quality of life. But I don't think this is an indictment of conservative governance broadly. And I think Republicans should be careful not to interpret the results that way. Yeah,
don't obsess about it just yet, anyway. Brianna, I want to ask you about this, really the same question. Do you know there's 3 million people have left New York and New Jersey in the last 10 years? This is from the Committee to Unleash Prosperity, 3 million. And it's because they're overtaxed and overregulated, hate business and so forth and so on. Do you think this is going to hasten that? I mean, New York City's lost its share, New Jersey's lost its share, and it's all draining out down to Texas and Tennessee and Florida. Where do you think, Brianna, the New York State legislature and Governor Hochul will absolutely stop Mamdani from raising taxes and going through with his agenda? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I don't think as many people who say they're going to leave New York City are actually going to leave. Remember, after Trump won in 2016 and 2024, we heard a bunch of people saying they're fleeing to Canada. Most of them don't actually. So I think you're going to see the same thing in New York City. When it comes to New York State, look, Kathy Hochul, I don't think was actually gung-ho to endorse Mamdani to begin with. I think she did that out of necessity because she is going to likely be primaried for her seat as well. And she wants to get ahead of the curve and see where her party's swinging. And to that point, her party is swinging far left. They are organized and they are more radical. And what we saw yesterday during Mamdani's victory speech, he said things like, we're toppling political dynasties and it's a mandate for a new kind of politics. He is acknowledging what the Democratic leadership refuses to, and that is the young base of the Democratic Party is out with the old and they're in with the new, and that new is socialism.
Yeah, well, socialism is not all that new, as it turns out. You know what I'm going to say, Caroline? I'm going to say that Elise Stefanik is going to save New York. She's running for governor as a Republican, and she will win. She will beat Hochul or whoever runs against her. That's what I think is going to happen here. I guess that's one reason I'm not that excited about this. I'm taking it a day at a time. If everybody left, like Brianna just said, if everybody left who said they were going to leave, I don't know, I'd see car jams at the Holland Tunnel and the Lincoln Tunnel. A third of the city would be gone. Maybe half the city would be gone. But it's not happening yet.
Well, Mamdani's looking at this and he's thinking, oh, I got a mandate now because the turnout was so huge and Gen Z came out in droves, especially voters under the age of 30. But I think Mamdani, to your point, Larry, is going to be frustrated by what unilateral power he doesn't actually have. He doesn't control the board that deals with bus fares, so he can't just by the stroke of a pen make bus fares free. He can't unilaterally raise taxes without the state legislature and Kathy Hochul. And I'm not so trusting of Ms. Hochul like you are, but I do think that she's trying to preserve her brand on the front end by endorsing Mamdani. And then behind the scenes, she's going to say, look, we can't afford to lose the affluent to Palm Beach. She said that on the record. We can't let them leave for Florida. So I think it's going to be frustrated by those factors.
Well, he doesn't control the rent guidelines board either, by the way. Anyway, ladies, always out of time. Can't help it. Caroline Downey, Brianna Lyman, thanks so much. Folks, I'll be right back with my